Hello, everybody. You're here. You made it. Excellent. Uh, we are here on Monday, January 27th, 2025. It's great to have you back and glad that you are here with us this morning as we move into this time of stillness, of meditation, uh, as a way of moving into our week this week. So yes, very, very happy that you're here. Um, I want to invite you, as always, to give yourself a minute or two to really uh, attend to being as comfortable as possible, to um, get your body adjusted in your chair, make sure that you feel good the way that you're going to be sitting for these next few minutes. And when you feel that you are in a posture that is appropriate and comfortable for you, I'm going to invite you to just settle in and let your eyes just gently and softly close. As we begin to transition into this time that we have set aside to be together, just to be quiet and still and move into greater alignment with the spirit of this beautiful Hebrew word, hineni, here I am. I am here, I am receptive, I am more fully present. As we establish the kavanah, the intention of just noticing what's going on in our senses and our experience of this moment, we can draw upon familiar words that we so often sing at a service or at other occasions when we're part of a gathering. We sing Hine Matov Umanayim, how good it is and how pleasant. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, literally when brothers dwell together, or more literally sit together as we are sitting, but taking the term brothers in the sense of family in the most ideal meaning of family. We sit together as people who are connected to each other. We sit together as people who are devoted to each other's well-being. We sit together as people who support each other. And in doing so, we embody and can draw upon this really joyful energy that says, Ma Tov, how good this is. Umanayim, how lovely, how pleasant it is. And to that I would add the Hebrew phrase, Ve'ezeh chirut, what freedom there is in this coming together. Because in fulfilling the kavanah, in fulfilling the intention of taking a break from whatever else may be going on in our lives at this moment, to set aside time in this way and to say, I will pause and I will devote myself to fully experiencing some quiet, some shalom, some greater measure of wholeness, of completeness, because that's at root what shalom really means. Peace, yes, but wholeness and completeness. By setting aside this time in this way, we declare our liberation from, if only for a few minutes, our liberation from all of the things that press down upon us, all the to-do lists and schedules and responsibilities, as important as they may be. And we say, this time will be for me a mishkan. It will be a tabernacle. It will be a shelter, a deliberately set aside sacred space and time to be with myself, to be with my community, and as it were, to bring the spirit of Shabbat into a Monday afternoon. And this sense of liberation, of freedom from the constant tug of things that bear down upon us in our lives, there can be a real sense of simcha, of joy in this. And a sense of kavod, a sense of dignity. I have the agency, I have the choice to just do this and to set other things aside, even as we set things aside for a day on Shabbat. So notice in your body if there is any part of your body that is constricted or tight or tense or hunched up, whether it's in your face or your jaw, whether the tension and the holding is in your back or your shoulders or your hands. And allow your body to let that tension go, and thus to gain a greater measure of cherut, of freedom, of liberation from whatever may be clamoring for your attention at this moment. Ma tovu ma naim, how good. Uma naim, how pleasant, how sweet it is to remind ourselves individually and together in this way that we have the power and the choice to set this time aside to remember our freedom, to remember our dignity, and to remember that our worth as human beings is not measured by checking off items on a to-do list. It is inherent in being created B'Tselem Elohim, as the Torah says, being created in the image of the Eternal One. So let me invite you now to let your attention shift gently to the sensation of your breathing, noticing when your upper body, your chest, your abdomen expands as you draw a breath inward, and noticing what it's like for the breath to be released as you exhale. I want to invite you to take an interest, to cultivate a fascination with this process of breathing in and out, as we spend a minute or two just being with our breathing and just returning to the breath as often as necessary without any self-deprecation or criticism. Whenever you notice that your mind has wandered off, as our minds will, just coming back gently and compassionately to our breath. So let's sing a little together, as we always do at this point. Um, we mentioned Hine Matov Umanayim, and I wanted to sing with you a little different melody than the one that we know. We all know Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good and how pleasant it is for us to be together. Um, this is a simple melody, another simple melody that you may not know, but it's so easy to pick up, and I thought we would try it. So it goes like this. You can just listen or pick it up when you want. I'll sing it a few times. Hine ma tovu manayim sheverachim gam yachad. 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 That's the whole thing. Hine ma tovu manayim sheverachim gam yachad. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. Okay. Without hurrying, without rushing, you can let your eyes open whenever you are ready. So, just a word or two. We had this thought that we mentioned earlier of um, setting time out to meditate, to sit, to be with our thoughts and feelings, to be prayerful, as being a declaration of freedom. Um, and I really believe that. I really think that there's a lot of truth uh, in that idea, in that proposition, that um, when we set time aside to sit, it is in some ways a countercultural activity. You might even say a subversive activity, because again, so often our society tells us that something is worthwhile, I'll put that in air quotes, when it produces something identifiable, something you could put a number to, something you could put onto a spreadsheet, right? I've done this, I've done that. And it is good to be productive in that way. And sometimes it feels really wonderful to get things checked off that list. Um, but to sit in this way, and I think also the practice of Shabbat itself is to support um, this declaration, if you will, that your worth, my worth as human beings is not defined by how much we crank out. Um, that we have value and dignity by virtue of uh, the hearts and souls that we have, by virtue of our connection to life and to this universe. Um, and that even just sitting and breathing and remembering what it is like to be still, um, that in and of itself is worthwhile. But it really takes some effort to set that time aside and to stick with it, which is one of the reasons that I'm grateful that you support this time, that we do this together, because I sometimes would not have I'll use the word discipline for lack of a better word right now, to set this time aside myself if I didn't know that I had made this commitment to the community that we were going to do this each week. Um, and of course, as we move now into where we are in the weekly Torah readings, we are beginning to move decidedly, we are already decidedly this week into the story of the Exodus, the Passover story, the leaving of Egypt. That theme of Cherut, that theme of freedom, of liberation, um, not only physical liberation, but also liberation of the mind and spirit, is just so right there in everything that we're reading about in Torah. So that's why I wanted to bring it up today. Anyway, um, I'm glad that you came here today. It's been lovely. I look forward to seeing you next week or at services this week, wherever you're able to make it. Have a lovely rest of your day and a good week. And I'll see you on Shabbat, or I'll see you here next week. Shalom, everybody. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.